Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing how I planned for the new school year. So if you're interested in hearing more about that, then hit that thumbs up button and stay tuned. Well, for those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Shuana Maurice and I'm a homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, ages 2, 4, and 6. And I like sharing videos on how you can simplify your homeschool to save you time, money, and your sanity. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, then be sure and hit that subscribe button, turn on the little bell icon so that you can be notified of my latest videos. And if you'd like to get a behind the scenes look at our homeschool, you can follow us over on Instagram at @the_Shuana Maurice. Now, this video is actually a part of a collaboration of other homeschooling mamas here on YouTube who are all sharing how they plan for the upcoming school year as well. So after you're done watching this video, you can find the playlist link in the description box below and watch how they plan for their school year, because every homeschool is different. No two homeschools are alike. And so it's interesting to see how other moms planned for their next homeschool year. So the first thing that I do when I plan for the upcoming school year is, first of all, I should say that I don't actually plan this early for the coming school year. I'm only sharing this today because I'm part of this collaboration, but honestly, I don't start getting the plan for the next school year itch until towards the end of March. That's whenever I usually get the ball rolling and planning and looking ahead, because since we school year round, we actually start our new school year in the summer. So the end of March is usually the perfect time for myself personally to get the ball rolling on the upcoming school year. But since I'm a part of this collaboration, I am looking ahead a little earlier than I usually do. I do plan ahead though. I'm not one of those last minute homeschooling mamas who, the next school year is like a month away and I'm only just now getting into that planning process. No, I do it months in advance, but this, even for me, is a little early, but that's okay. I have started planning a little bit just for the sake of this video and looking ahead to our next school year, but I really won't get into the nitty-gritty of it until it gets a little bit closer. So the first thing that I do whenever I am planning ahead for the next school year is I evaluate the previous school year and consider what worked for us, what didn't, all of that stuff. I actually have a blog post on my blog, shuanamaurice.com. I'll link it down below. The questions that I ask myself first before I plan the next school year. So you can check that out if you're interested. But after I evaluate the last school year, I will then look at curriculum. So I have pretty much made my curriculum picks for all of my kids from here on out. Usually the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 years of homeschooling, if you're just getting started, the curriculum can be, hit or miss. You see what works for you and what doesn't, and you go from there. And so that's why the questions at the beginning, before I do the planning process, help with that. So that's why it's beneficial to evaluate the school year beforehand, so that you can know if you need to look into different curriculum if something didn't work out for whatever reason, and adjust your upcoming school year based on that. So I have made my picks and I'm happy with all of the selections. So for our basics, the 3 R's, reading, writing, and math, for reading and for math, I'm doing the good and the beautiful. I had been doing math lessons for a living education with my son, and I'm currently doing that with my daughter, but I'm going to move her into the good and the beautiful math, and my son is doing well with the good and the beautiful math level 1. So we're just going to continue that. I'm one of those people who just do the next lesson. So if my son does not finish his curriculum in a certain school year, then the next school year we just continue on. And so that's actually going to be the case, since I ended up starting mid-year the good and the beautiful math. I did a video on it. If you want to watch that, I'll link it up above and down below. But he won't have finished the good and the beautiful level 1 math by the time the end of this school year rolls around. So the next school year we're just going to start back up where we left off and then continue. And then what I love about the good and the beautiful is that they have all of their curriculum available online for free. And so all I have to do is it's just a matter of going online and downloading it and printing it off. And so when that time comes, that's all I have to do. And so I'm gonna do that for language arts and for math. And then for writing, I'm just doing copy work. I'm making it really simple based on the Charlotte Mason method. And so we're just doing, I write out a sentence for him to copy, and he copies it and he does his best work, and that's it. So really simple there. I like to keep it easy, and mostly I choose these sentences based off of our reading or scripture or hymn, just anything that we are working on in school, and I'll write out a short sentence for him to copy. So he's been doing that and it's been working out great. So that's for my son. And for my daughter, I'll do the same thing. She, like I said, I'm going to be moving her to the Good and the Beautiful math. So we'll probably start, she'll finish her pre-K by the end of this school year, I believe. So I'm deciding on whether I want to start her in math or not. We'll see. It's kind of just, some of these things just have to play out over time. Like I said, it's still early. And so I have to evaluate as we get closer to the end of the year what I want to do with her. She's still young, 4 years old, so I'm not too concerned about her. So that is what I do. I evaluate our curriculum, and most of the time it's just a matter of getting the curriculum for the upcoming school year whenever we need it. So that might be at the beginning of the school year, or it might be in the middle of the school year. It just depends on when we finish and when we're ready to move up to the next level. And so I don't really base that by the year. So that is for our 3 main reading, writing, and math curriculum. And then for our classical conversations, we do the memory work for each cycle. In this coming school year, we'll be doing cycle 3. So for me, that's just a matter of downloading the app onto my phone or purchasing it if I haven't purchased it already, and then having it ready for us whenever we start school the next year. So that's really easy too. It's just going through the app and doing the songs and chants and timeline and all of that stuff. So very simple for our classical conversations cycle 3 prep. And then the next thing that I do when I prepare for the next school year is look over Ambleside Online. I told you, I've shared that I'm combining classical conversations, memory work, and Ambleside Online. And this coming school year, we'll be starting year 2. We're finishing up year 1. We still have a couple of months to go, but we're finishing that up, and I have enjoyed all of it. And so how I've prepared for this video is I've actually gone on to Ambleside Online and I downloaded the year 2 schedule and print off the book lists that are required. So that's where I started. I went through and highlighted all of the ones that we already own. I crossed out books that we don't need or that I don't plan to use. What's great about Ambleside Online and homeschooling in general is that you can take what you want and leave what you don't want. And so some of the book recommendations, I just know I'm not interested in going through for whatever reason. And so I'll go ahead and cross out what doesn't work for us. And then I will highlight in a certain color, I think it was orange, all of the books that I'm okay with getting at the library that I don't care to have a hard copy purchased copy at home. And then like I said, I'll circle all of the ones that I do plan to have a hard copy of at home. And so, so I print off the book list, I sort it and figure out what I need. And then I just go purchase the books that I need and get what I need from the library. Of course, I won't borrow the books from the library until it gets closer. So that is going to be something that will happen whenever the school year comes, when the new school year comes. Hi, Nora. So that has everything to do with Ambleside Online, just getting the books and making sure that we have everything we need for the upcoming school year. And then the final thing that I do is I actually schedule everything out based on Ambleside Online's reading schedule. I kind of do the planning and scheduling process 2 ways. I actually plan out our school year. I did a video on how I plan a school year round. So I'll link that for you as well. And from there, I actually plan out each week because there's so much reading involved in Ambleside Online curriculum that I need to have some sort of something to follow in order to keep on track. Now, do I follow it rigidly to a T? No. Do we get to all of the readings that I've scheduled for a week throughout the school year? Absolutely not. But it's helpful for me to have some sort of schedule to follow to make sure that I am getting through our reading at a reasonable pace throughout the school year. So I will spend a good amount of time scheduling that based on Ambleside Online's recommendations. They have a schedule. I tailor it to our specific homeschool. So I plan to do another video on what that process looks like specifically and how I modify their schedule to meet our homeschool needs. So that's another video. Like I said, this is an early planning video, so I'm not ready to plan that in depth right now. So you can look for that video in the coming months on how I modify Ambleside Online schedule to our homeschool in particular. So that's really it for how I plan our upcoming school year. So I hope that this video helped you and that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the little bell icon so that you can be notified of my latest videos. Again, don't forget to check out in the description box down below the playlist of all the other homeschooling mamas and how they plan their upcoming school year. It's probably a lot different than mine, so it should be interesting to see how they plan theirs and the curriculum that they use and all of that stuff. So anyways, hope that you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one.